Can.
Okay. All right. So if you guys have been to one of our webinars before, you'll know that we follow a very specific agenda on each one of our webinars, and we try to keep it around 35 to 40 minutes long, and we leave time for questions. Now, we are extremely excited about this topic. This is a topic that's been a long time coming. I'm going to give you a little bit of background on the topic here in a second. We're not going to do any poll questions today. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through a quick overview on how the Excel integration to our quoting and proposal module works. I'm going to go ahead and demo it for you live with a real life example that I have. And then we'll do a Q&A, and then we'll talk about next steps. Okay. So real quick, a webinar series update. We try to do at least 2 of these a month, and they're at the same time, this time on Thursdays, approximately every other month. So hopefully you can go to our website and find when our next webinars are, or look for our webinar announcements through our email campaigns. But there is a place on our website where you can find upcoming and past webinars. Most of our webinars try to focus on educational topics or industry best practices. This week, we are going to be doing a feature spotlight. It's something that our customers have been asking for a very long time. And our next webinar, we're thinking about focusing on bid management and bid calendar for subcontractors. Not 100% sure on that, but stay tuned for that. And of course, what we try to do each Friday, since we do this pretty regularly on Thursdays, we try to turn around the recording and the presentation material in a follow-up email that we'll be sending out tomorrow, probably around lunchtime. Okay. If you don't get it for some reason, please reach out, and we will get that to you. Okay, so the background on this particular topic. Again, this is an extremely important topic. And the reason why it's very important is because TopBuilder as a company, our focus is really to improve the effectiveness and efficiency of the pre-construction or bidding process. That is our #1 goal for our customers. And we try to streamline that process, save you money, make it more effective. And we do that through a lot of different ways. Capturing your leads, organizing your leads, alerting you that when they arrive. We track your leads. It's called bid tracking. So if you're a subcontractor, you can track all your leads underneath a job and manage them that way. There's bid calendars, and there's calendar integration so that all of your bids, your bid due dates, your follow-up dates, your bid submitted dates, everything is on your calendar, including start dates and end dates of your projects and any tasks that you have. We have all kinds of alerts and reminders, and then quoting and follow-up and electronic signatures. And there's a lot more, but that's really the summary of what we do to try to make the pre-construction process more effective and more efficient. Now, what you don't see in that list is takeoffs and estimating. We felt that is better handled by the experts in those categories. And those experts are typically you as a contractor. You know how to estimate your jobs. You know how to do takeoffs on your jobs. And there's experts, third-party experts that provide estimating software as well. We chose to integrate with those applications and not try to build that ourselves. Now, we talk to literally 1,000 contractors a year through speaking engagements, through webinars, through demos, through trade shows, and partner engagements and things like that, user conferences. And by far, one of the biggest things we hear from them is that contractors love Excel, and it works for them. It's flexible. It's easy to use. It matches the way they like to estimate their jobs, and quite frankly, they're used to it. But what they're looking for is a seamless and a simple way to take those spreadsheets but kind of take it to the next level and integrate those spreadsheets with a professional proposal or quote tool. Because Excel is Excel, and it doesn't necessarily produce good looking proposals that can be emailed, that can be tracked. You have to add attachments for your specifications, your statement of work, inclusions, exclusions, things like that. And Excel is just not designed for that. So that's where a professional proposal module comes into play, like Top Builder. And then also when you email these things out, you can track these things and you get electronic signatures. We feel that that's sort of nirvana, the best of both worlds for our contractors, where they can use their Excel worksheets that they love and that work for them, but also get the quality professional proposals they expect. Okay, so that's the background on the topic. That's why we're here. And we're going to talk about how that works with Top Builder, and we'll do a quick demo of it. Okay, we're not doing poll questions today. I think everybody understands this topic pretty well, and we know why you're here, so we're going to move on. Okay, so let's talk about real quickly how this thing works. All right, so it starts with your normal Excel worksheets, your takeoffs and your estimates that you use every single day. Okay, and what you do is you basically create a summary tab in that spreadsheet. It needs to be the first tab on that spreadsheet, where you include all the items that make up your estimate or your quote. Okay, basically a line item, everything that totals up to the cost for the customer. The materials, the labor, equipment, shipping, anything that's included, permit fees, whatever it may be, is summarized in that one tab. And so you just take that one tab, and the only requirement is it has to be the first tab in the spreadsheet, and the columns need to be named the way we expect them, and then you import that directly into your quote. All right. And so what happens there is if you have any new items in those spreadsheets, we create those items for you in your item database, basically your inventory item database. And then any items that already exist in your database will match up to those items to provide the cost, the markup, and the pricing and other information. And therefore, you may just want to provide an item name and a quantity, and then let Top Builder find the cost and the markup and all the other information to prepare the quote. So that's pretty slick and pretty easy. And then what happens is, because you want this one tab in your spreadsheet to have everything in it, and so if there's an item with a quantity of 0, it's simply skipped and not included in the quote. And that way you don't have to fuss with that first tab. It includes everything and then just calculates the quantities for you, and you just import that right into Top Builder. Okay, now one really cool feature, because we do want to keep everything in one place so that that whole pre-construction process is streamlined, like we just talked about. And so everybody can get to this information from anywhere on any device, is we go ahead and take that worksheet that you uploaded, the whole entire worksheet, and we attach it to the lead record that you're quoting, and then the customer record, which is the account, and then also the contacts on that account, on that lead, so that you can go back and find that spreadsheet at any time and say, hey, how did we come up with these numbers? Or you may need to revise it or whatever. It's all in one place and can be found right there on the lead record. And I'll show you all this. Okay, and then of course you can add documents, photos, addendums, and then email the quote out or the proposal out for signature, just like you do normally. Okay, so this is really, really cool stuff. All right, so what I'm going to do here real quickly is I am going to go ahead and I'm going to find that spreadsheet, and I'm going to show you real quickly what that one tab looks like. Okay, so I have a spreadsheet I built, and I was somewhat careful not share any information that our customers use on here. But I got inspiration from, all the customers we have with their spreadsheets, and basically built a very simple summary tab on this spreadsheet. And this summary tab has these categories and job phases and, material, the item type, which could be labor, equipment, or whatever, the name, the quantity, unit of measure, and then some pricing information. Okay. And so you'll see that, a lot of our customers have these really sophisticated spreadsheets. They have a tab that lists all the job requirements, and then they just answer all these questions on these job requirements. And then that feeds a tab that has all their pricing for labor, and that feeds another tab that has pricing materials, and so on and so forth. And it gets really complicated with all these macros and all these formulas. But at the end of the day, it's just going to summarize all those items in this one tab. So I wanted to show you that really quickly. Okay. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go in and I'm going to grab a lead that I already created for the sake of time, just to make this go quickly. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a new quote from scratch. Okay. For this lead. Now, what you'll see on here that you may have not seen if you logged in yesterday is this new button. And yesterday, this button didn't exist. It's here today, obviously. And I'm going to click on that button, and it's going to pop up a window that allows me to import my takeoff or my estimate worksheet. Now, you can download that sample that I showed you a minute ago from here. It'll download it directly, and then you'll have the examples with all the right column names and everything. There's a how-to video that was recorded and some tips, like a one-slider on how this works that you can go to. But without spending any more time on that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right in. I'm going to go find that spreadsheet I was just looking at. And I'm going to import that directly into the quote. Okay? And I'm doing it now. All right, so there we go. Now that it's done. It's that fast. And so if you remember what that spreadsheet looks like, you can see all of those items that were on that spreadsheet were imported directly into your quote, and all the markup was specified, the item name was specified, the job phase is specified, the unit of measure, quantity, the costs. This one's a fixed price item. So it doesn't have a cost, and then your cost, your markup, and then the extended price, and then at the right, it totals everything up for you. And there you go. So your worksheet is now done with literally a click of the mouse. Okay, so from here, I'm going to go ahead and select the logo for my company, and I'm going to go ahead and finish out this quote real quickly by adding. I'm going to add a cover letter really quickly. Okay, let me go to my cover letters and demo cover letter. Go ahead and add a cover letter to this quote. I'm going to add some design specifications to this quote. Okay, and I'll show you what these look like here in a second. I will add scope of work. Okay, here we go. Scope of work. And then I'll go ahead. What else do I have here that I prepared? I'm going to go ahead and select a product data sheet. So if you are submitting product information, a system, HVAC system or something, and you want to include that with your quote, like this is the equipment and the materials we're quoting, you can add that as well. This is a little bit bigger document. And so I just wanted you guys to see that you can layer all these documents into this quote or this proposal from that Excel worksheet you just uploaded. And you can do this in PDF, Excel, Word, or you can add job photos as well. And I'm going to go ahead and do that real quickly. I got a roof damage photo that I'm going to add. Okay. And there you go. Oh, let's go ahead and add an addendum as well. I'm going to go ahead and add the project manager to this quote as the addendum. Okay, I'm done. Now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to preview this quote, which is going to be really, really cool. And you'll see that we have the cover letter and we have the actual quote itself. Now you have a whole bunch of different formats that you can use to produce this quote. We can use some generic formats. We use custom formats. I created a couple for this demo. The format could just be one number. It doesn't have to be all this detail, but you can see, I'll go ahead and show you this as one PDF, that with all these documents, including your worksheet, all pulled together into a very good looking quote is fantastic. So here's the specifications I uploaded. Here's the product information I uploaded. Here's the scope of work, signature page, and here's the employee profile. Okay, and then of course the cover letter was on the very top. Okay, fantastic. Now what we did, which is a lot of our customers asked for as well, is there's an audit report. Now this seems kind of weird maybe, but an audit report was requested by several of our customers so that they can go through and audit the quote and make sure by job phase, like construction phase, and then let's go ahead and pull this up in a PDF. You have the construction phase, you have the pre-construction phase, the preparation phase, and then you can look through this and make sure you've included all the items and all the quantities properly, sort of an audit. But also a lot of people use this to compare their quote to a purchase order that they receive. They can go through and say, okay, did they send a purchase order for the right price, etc. I won't go into that in too much more detail here. Okay, but now that we've reached this stage, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and finish off this quote and I'm going to email it to myself, okay? And we're going to have a little fun here. I'm going to go back to that lead and I'm going to do something that, well, first of all, before I go into the actual quote, I want you guys to see that that worksheet was uploaded directly into that lead. And you see two of them here because I uploaded one when I was preparing for the demo last night. But you have the worksheet right here. And this is what you imported into Top Builder, and you can download that and get to it at any time from any place right in Top Builder. That's the worksheet I uploaded. Okay, so fantastic. So what I'm going to do real quickly is I'm going to go into my Gmail account. And in my Gmail account, I should receive that quote in about a second here. Gmail's slow connected to Outlook. And there it is. I'm going to go ahead and open that quote. Okay. And once I open that quote, all the documents are in one place and I can produce a PDF from this and print it if I want to. But you can see all the information is here for your customers' review. Okay. Now, once I get to the bottom, or I get to the signature page, I should say, I will go ahead and sign this. I think I sent this out on the audit one. But what I'll do is I'll sign it and accept it, and then it will come back to Top Builder as an approved and signed PDF. And I'll show you what that looks like really quickly. Tell you what I'll do. I'm going to pivot here real quickly, and I'm going to go ahead and pick the right template for myself. I forgot I sent it out on the audit template, but let me go ahead and grab that one. Oh, it's been accepted. Anyways, let's we'll show you what that quote looks like signed. Right in my quoting module here, and you'll see what it looks like coming back as a signed PDF into the quoting module. Okay, so that is the demo, and I'm going to go back to the presentation, and see if anybody has any questions. Reese, do we have any questions?
Yes, somebody has a question about whether or not the webinar has been recorded, and the answer is yes. We will definitely get this recording back to you after this webinar is over.
Okay, perfect. Any more?
Waiting here to see if any other questions have come in. None. So no other questions thus far, Dave.
Okay. Fantastic. So,
hold on. We do have one other question coming in.
Okay. Yeah, I see one coming in here. We'll give them a second. And while we're waiting, I'll just go ahead and go to the next step slide. And on the next step slide, what you'll see here is we are going to send out a copy of the recording. This solution is live and is available today in your Top Builder account, as long as you have the quoting module. And if you don't have the quoting module, please let us know. If you want to learn more, you can email Reese or call Reese, and you can also go schedule a demo on our website as well. So we'd love to hear from you on this topic. Okay.
All right, Dave, it looks like we have the question about branding and logos on the proposal.
Yeah. So the answer to that, and we have some extra time here, so the answer is yes to that. So there are plenty of customizations to the branding. There's different ways of doing that. You can upload your own logo directly into the quoting module, and you can also customize the layout a little bit on your own from the what's called the standard formats here. Let me go in here and I'll show you what I mean. Or we can build a complete custom template for you if you need one. Okay.
All right, great. It looks like there are no other questions at this time.
Actually, I think we got one in here, Reese, real quickly. Somebody asked, when you sign the proposal, can we add an option to review instead of just accept or decline? Yes, there are options. I don't know if you saw it, but there's a drop-down box on there. And on the box is a list of options that they can select on why they're accepting the quote or why they're declining the quote. And they can also put some notes in there. So I hope that answers that question. And go ahead and close out the webinar, and we'll send out the recording tomorrow. So thank you.